What is up, guys? This is Dave from Bronx Banter coming at you with another episode. Kind of breaking news, kind of not. I kind of wanted to get this video out right before I head into my overnight shift at work. But the Yankees heard our cries. If you have not seen yesterday's episode, and probably a lot of Yankees content creators coming out with a episode on this topic of us really not having a good bench, with a bunch of injuries occurring, DJ being out. So far, we don't know for how long. We have a very big need for middle infield depth, and especially everyday third baseman. Oswaldo Cabrera was filling in for that spot, but he is better suited as a util guy. Again, adding more value to the depth if we could find an everyday third baseman. And I think we found just that. Yankees made a surprise trade for Jon Berti. So it's reported that the Marlins are acquiring Yankees number 28 prospect John Cruz and Rays outfield prospect Shane Sasaki in a three-team trade, with the Yankees acquiring Jon Berti and Ben Rortvedt heading to the Rays. The Rays needed a backup catcher, and they got him in Ben Rortvedt. And I'm so glad in this turnout and trade. And first thing I want to mention before I even break down who Jon Berti is, what he could produce for the team, we were contemplating just DFAing Ben Rortvedt. So for us to get anything is I'm very, very happy about. So let's kind of break down who Jon Berti is, what kind of player is he, what he could produce for the Yankees. Now, last year he hit .294 with 16 stolen bases, which is very respectable. Definitely batting average is up there, especially compared to what the Yankees were able to produce last year. Could have been probably the best batting average last year. I'm not sure what Judge landed at, but there goes that. And at 16 stolen bases, behind maybe Volpe, I'm not sure there's anyone else that had better stolen base numbers than Jon Berti. And he was also 1 year off from a league-leading 41 stolen bases, and this was before this the base changes and rule changes and so on and so forth. And he could also play a solid defense with multiple infield positions. I know shortstop and third base being one of them. I believe second base as well, and then most notably third base for us. We needed a third baseman, and why not get a third baseman that is just last year removed from hitting almost 300 and still putting up good running numbers despite, yes, him being 34 years old, which is pretty impressive to say. And I know some may cringe at the fact that he is 34. He's not the youngest guy out there, but doesn't have a lot of MLB experience, with him still having 2 years of control. So we're not only going to be able to have him for this year, but for next year as well, which I think he can fill in great for a period of time as an everyday third baseman, especially if he could put up numbers like this. But as a bench piece, this is an amazing bench piece. I don't want anyone to think that I am saying that we acquired a superstar, extremely under the radar, so on and so forth. I think we got an amazing, amazing bench piece, an amazing pinch hitter, an amazing utility guy that isn't necessarily maybe going to play every single day, or if he is, he's going to be supplemental, but not someone I want to rely on a whole season with or pencil in every day for at third base. Not because he's necessarily bad, but because he never really played a consistent role of a everyday position player. And also, he has had some seasons where he wasn't batting always .290. His career OPS plus is below league average, but it seems like he's peaking at the right time, and the Yankees made the move for him. And in case maybe he can't figure it out, and last year was an outlier, again, he's a bench piece. I don't want to rely on someone that isn't consistently putting up numbers that are respectable, which, no offense, he was taking some time to figure it out when he first came up in the big leagues a few years ago. So again, as a bench piece, as someone that hopefully is peaking at the right time for us, I think this was a great move. Again, we traded for someone that we were originally just willing to DFA. So I really, really like this move. He's exactly what we wanted IKF to be. Now, IKF was amazing for us last year. He served many roles, but in terms of batting average, someone that can hit .290, someone that can have some more speed, Jon Berti is that guy. So he feels like an IKF 2.0, maybe not in the sense of what positions he could play, because he's a little less versatile in that sense, but he could definitely have better bat to ball skills, Similar instance in terms of power, and will give you solid defense. IKF may give you Gold Glove, but that's maybe being traded off with a little more higher batting average in Jon Berti. Now, again, compared to other names floating around, whether we were willing to DFA Ben Warvet or even sign guys like Solano or acquire someone like Josh Harrison, this, or even just sticking with the bench that we have, this is even better than all of that. So because of that, kudos to Brian Cashman in the front office. Super, super excited that we were able to make this move. And again, not only solve the fact that we need more depth and need more infield depth, but we also solved the problem of getting rid of 3 catchers. So we could also have the excitement that we're going to see Austin Wells guaranteed much more often. So this is a win-win all around. Didn't feel like we gave up too much. And honestly, I put this in my notes, and I'll say it. If any Yankee fan has a problem with this move, you're just hating. You just maybe had a bad day. Maybe you need to take a nap, have a snack, figure something out. Because this is just a great move all around. Again, I don't want everyone to think that my excitement means that we acquired an all-star player, but I just want people to know that my excitement is because of what this could have turned out to not be. This could have just turned out to be, again, a DFA or us acquiring a guy that wouldn't have put up as good numbers as what we expect Jon Berti to put up. And Jon Berti's used to being a supplement player, being a bench player, being a utility guy. Something that Talking Yanks talked about when they released their video is Jimmy was saying how if anything, he has better numbers off the bench. So that's even better to play into the fact of him being a utility role guy. So, and again, he's just not a bench player. He's a guy that I think has the skill set to have a period, whether depending on how long DJ's out, he could have a period of being a platoon guy or even an everyday guy for a short period of time during the season. Again, some people say, I also want to talk about where he could hit in the lineup. Some people could say that he could hit leadoff. I've seen that on Twitter. I'm not sure if he could hit leadoff just because I know Yankees like guys with higher on base percentages. And he doesn't necessarily have the super high walk potential that maybe DJ has. Does have a higher batting average potential than DJ. At least that's what he showed last year. But because of that, I think he can maybe sit in the back end of the lineup. Maybe he could turn that lineup around. I don't know, because I know Volpe kind of is solid there in the 9th spot, but I know we've teased about maybe Volpe hitting a few games leadoff. Maybe you want Jon Berti and said he's had more years in the big leagues. I could definitely also see him platooning with Verdugo in that number 1 leadoff spot. So either way, I'm just excited that we got a guy of this caliber as a bench piece. Again, as a bench piece. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about this move? Were you surprised about this move? I definitely was. But I'm so excited for what the Yankees were able to get in return. That is the end of the saga of the whole Gary Sanchez Gio Urshela trade. I know we said this was a terrible trade, but let's not also forget that Gio Urshela has been struggling with injury issues. When he's on the field, he looked like he's been pretty good, but struggling with injury issues. Gary Sanchez is just kind of trying to still figure it out between many different ball clubs. Had a good stint with the Padres. Still hated what Josh Donaldson produced for us. Was content with what IKF gave us, and I'm pretty again content, I guess is the word, and maybe a little more than content of what we were able to get out of Ben Rortvedt. And Ben Rortvedt supplemented a Cy Young run for Garrett Cole. So either way, you could give or take from this trade. I'm just glad that the Yankees were able to make a little bit more out of what was initially a terrible trade. But yes, the saga's over. It felt like we're almost turning a new leaf in a sense. I know I was a little bummed out yesterday in yesterday's video, but the Yankees responded and replied. Not like they're watching the show at all. But let's go. Vibes are high. Let's start the season before any other injury updates happen, knock on wood, or any other bad news happens. Let's go, Yankees. And if you liked today's episode, please make sure you subscribe down below. It'll truly mean the world. Check out what YouTube suggests will be a great video for you. And also, The Martian wants you to subscribe. Judge wants you to subscribe. So make sure you do. And until next time, peace and be blessed.